Reading is Power. This is a K through 2 reading program to help build foundational reading. Students will confidently and proudly be able to read and understand using the foundational components of reading: phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. The instructional plan is designed for 160 minutes, where all of the components of reading would take place. The instructional materials that will be needed. There will be whole group instruction, small group instruction, and intensive instruction twice a week, and each of the skills that would be worked on are listed. Most of these would be worked on, each skill would be worked on in each group. For small group instruction, assessment data would take place in order to identify where each student should be placed in groups for their best benefit. Schedule. In the reading block time, this is uninterrupted time, so all of this would take place back to back, and wouldn't be interrupted by math or science. And this is where all of the skills would be taught for literacy for the day. You can also integrate writing into Bible. And then at the end of the day, there would be, for students who need extra instruction, there would be time set up for that extra instruction in phonological awareness, phonics, fluency, and comprehension. Tier 1 instruction is whole group instruction. This is geared for all students in the classroom in a whole group instruction where you would set them up to read. You would model how they should read the story, model how to answer their questions, and then they would do it themselves. Tier 2 instruction is small group instruction. It's where you're going to develop more of their vocabulary, more of the reading skills that they need, of their decoding practice that they're going to need in order to read. You're building that for them. So with that, you would build their phonological awareness. You would build their fluency. You would really focus on the sound or the phonics that is needed for this specific passage. And then with guidance, you would help them read the words that is in this story, and make sure that they're reading them correctly. That is important. You don't want them to read them incorrectly and learn how to do something incorrectly. You would go over their vocabulary, maybe have pictures for them, help them through it, help them understand what they're reading, and then model more how to answer the questions, have graphic organizers for them, help them through answering the questions. It's a lot more guided, and a lot more help from the teacher, and giving them the more feedback that they will need, so that way they know what they are doing incorrectly or what they're doing correctly. Vocabulary instruction is one of the most important components for students who are in ELL, with this being a really fast growing population of students. Vocabulary instruction is important, and it's something that is important to focus on, not only for just ELL students, but for all students, to build their vocabulary so it helps their comprehension. Student motivation is important within the classroom. In order for students to be long-time learners, they need to be motivated, and you need to find a way. ELL students, students with disabilities, and gifted students should all be pushed to learn and to respond to things. And the way that you would do it is different, but you give them what they can do in order to respond. Students need to be confident in the classroom through classroom procedures and rules, in order to feel like they are a part of the classroom, to be motivated, to know what is expected of them, so that way they feel like they can share, they feel like they can discuss, they can be a part of the classroom and talk to each other. Some strategies to help ELL students is, journaling. That can be done by any student, but It can be differentiated for ELL students. They can draw a picture, they can label pictures, whereas other students can write a story about something. Setting goals are important for students. It's important for them to know what is expected of them. It's important to understand what they're going to learn, so that way they can feel like they can actually have an attainable goal to reach. Creating an inclusive classroom where all students feel academically a part of the classroom and socially a part of the classroom is important. It's important to teach a diverse culture, to create an inclusiveness within the classroom for all students to excel. It's, to advocate for your students. You do that through tiered instruction, making sure those students are getting exactly what they need at the district, including families, parents, a parents' night, sending letters home to provide them with the information that they need, helping those parents who are ELL, having partnerships with organizations to provide materials, creating a sense of all togetherness, having teachers be on board with the program, having them, do the program within their classroom, having the relationship with families that is needed to support the children in order for all to be involved and all to be included within in the students' learning. Have words everywhere within the classroom to have a literacy-rich environment, a word wall, books on their levels, books that are interesting, all types of books that they can look at for all students. Practices, teachers will meet together, teachers will talk about student strengths and weaknesses and gather data. Teachers will participate in professional developments, digital resources that can be used within the classroom. The curriculum that will be used is the BrainSpring and the Heggerty curriculum. Everything that is needed will be provided for the teachers. It comes with the curriculum that comes together. Teachers will also be provided with textbook or with decodable text for students. They will also be provided with trade books in order to teach comprehension skills. Teachers should have social responsibility, reflective practices, where we should be able to take correction and instruction. We should have integrity. We should be professionals in all things in and out of the classroom. As a Christian, it is our responsibility to be the light of Christ. Students need to be successful readers, and they need a strong foundation in reading to do so. And the best way for students to learn is to be in a positive and inclusive classroom. Students need to be assessed, and lessons need to be geared for individual students in order to take students and grow their weaknesses.